I wish I liked video games more now. I just cannot bring myself to enjoy them in the way I did when I was younger. I get bored so fast. It feels like I'm doing chores in a fucking fake world. In the game of life, 100 being the highest, what level would you say you are now, and what level when you were 25 with panic attacks? So it's harder for me to say back then what level I was, because I feel like I started the game at 25. Theo, Coach Theo, Uncommon Sense, used to be skinny, fat, loser, hedonist, nihilist kind of guy. Just writing a better and better story, a truer and truer story. And that's the upgrades that you see to Theo. You go through, make a timeline on my videos, you watch everything about me, better in every sense of the word, okay? It's logarithmic. It's like a video game, all of this. You never reach level 100, that would be like 100%, because it's logarithmic. And I consider myself a level 99% character in this physical world. And that's what I do. People that see the potential to themselves be level 99 men, and a few women. The potential, it says about them that they have the potential to become level 99. And when you get beyond that, it's like, it's all but real magic. I have some different models for how I look at this, but 100 is not the highest. 100 is the theoretical highest, but you never get there. In fact, I suspect that not even the universe is 100%, but I think it's ever expanding. 99.99999999999. And the way I've looked at it this year, what I felt during my peak highest state was, I'm beyond level 99. It's just that in that last percent, that's where all the magic happens. And you know, it's a logarithmic curve. So, you know, even a little like fraction, you know, percent of a percent of a percent beyond 99, it all matters a lot. And that was my strong feeling. And I had this conversation with my dad when, you know, I've talked a lot to my family and about their parents and so on. And my dad pretty much thinks my granddad, his dad, was great. We were texting. I said, I know you think he's perfect. And he said, like, not perfect, he said. And I'm like, okay, what level do you give him? And he gave him 95. I'm like, okay, and what level do you think I am? He was thinking for a bit. And they gave me 96. One better than my granddad. And I gave my dad 99. And then I said, do you know what I think this means? I think it means that granddad, he probably was 95. I think you're 96, and I've taken the torch and gotten to 99. So yeah, man, 99, but everything beyond. The interesting thing is that I've compared to Diablo II, and in Diablo II there's this fixed limit. You can go to 99, right? And yeah, I was like, that makes sense in a sort of, in our system, in the system. In a computer game, there's limitations. You reach 99 and you're done. But what I actually realized about the game of Diablo 2 is that it's a game with so many random factors that it's almost, I don't know that anyone ever made an 100% optimal 99 character, because even if you reach level 99, you could have different equipment that could like range, like let's say a weapon could have 300 to 400% enhanced damage, but it can have everything in between, 300, 301, 302, and so on. And at the same time, this item is going to have other stats that are, you know, randomized like that. So that was the thing with Diablo 2. There was just always some little increment of improvement you could reach for, always. So it's interesting how we use that as a comparison, said it's a fixed game. It is fixed in comparison to reality, but I just realized that, hey, it's actually even closer. Because even on 99, there's so much little mini opti you can do. Now the sun is soon gonna disappear from here. I might move. But yeah, 99 plus. Oh yeah, that GTA game, cool, because it was the most free roaming one. Yeah, man. Do you know what I thought about GTA, especially San Andreas? There was a beauty to, of course, the later games have more features and better graphics and everything, but there was a beauty to just the imperfection of the game. It had sort of infinite possibilities because there was so many random buggy things that could happen. Almost anyone that's played a lot of GTA San Andreas has several, like this crazy bug that happened and it was super funny kind of thing. So that was always a funny thing with that game, so many bugs. But yeah, since I barely can play games anymore, like I just don't enjoy it much. The first thing I do in GTA is always go max out the muscle in the gym. Long-time fan. I'm all for your mission and mindset, but be careful in the future not to fall into ego traps, pride/narcissism, etc. Keep it up, bro. Stay Sigma. You know, it's a positive message, so I don't want to be too sarcastic and harsh, but I don't know how people that don't dare to put themselves out there like I do, and I definitely, I don't do anything close to what a narcissist would do. A narcissist would never display all the vulnerability and weaknesses and stuff that I do. How could there possibly be anything ever to an advice like that? How could I ever take it seriously? Do you know what I feel when I hear that? It's like I feel like people have such high standards on you. It's not okay. It's not enough that you're super helpful, that you share all these things, that you put out so much free content for years for almost nothing in return. If I ever sense that you're a little arrogant or have a little bit of an attitude, you're not supposed to be human, Theo. You should be perfect always. You should just be handling this that I never have to handle. I'm anonymous on a screen and I know what advice I should give you, Theo. And it's like, yeah, you're 99, but gotta be 100. Be God, Theo. So I appreciate you, man. But it's like I have to make that point. I like games that tell a cool story, but I'm done with the MMORPGs where you have to level up your character for hours. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do in real life, is what I keep saying. When I started living this lifestyle, I remember listening to Donkey Kong Country music and heading to a gym workout. I realized, like, I'm just as excited about this as I was about playing video games as a kid. And then I realized, like, got hijacked. I was supposed to be more interested in leveling up me, not beating all these games. Games are a thing now, and so I'm not against them completely, but I'm just seeing how dangerous it was, especially for me as a kid. You're just saying don't be a narcissist in the future, man. Yeah, but I get this too much, do you understand? It's the unfairest accusation ever with me. I have a certain kind of humor. I make points in a certain way. I actively use that. And yeah, like any person, I can sometimes be a little triggered and be on an ego trip of different degrees. It's been a long time now, though. That's what I mean again. People hold you to insane standards. Like, I know how much I give to other people and how much I share of myself, how much I am a servant of God and my fellow human beings. And it's just fucking ridiculous. It's very narcissistic, honestly. You know who calls other people narcissist or talks about narcissists the most? Narcissists. Actual narcissistic or, you know, narcissistically inclined people, because it's not a black and white thing. So that's how I finish this off right now. It's like I wouldn't say that, oh, I never display any tendency to any narcissistic trait ever, because everyone does sometimes. It's just a joke, complete and utter joke. Watching people give critiques and advice on your channel just validated how retarded society is. You can never do good enough for so many people because they are not happy, in my humble opinion. Yeah, man. Exactly, man. That's what I mean. Just because I don't shrink myself and I'm this little nice guy. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a bit narcissistic sometimes. I'm sorry. I'll just do better. I'll just become God. Is that okay? Am I good enough for you then? Little people sitting on the sidelines and anonymously thinking that it's actually valid that they have input like this. And I take it on the chin, like even talking this way I do now, I trigger those people, and it's for your benefit. You're welcome. You're welcome that I dare to be so non-narcissistic all in your face. What if a big ego means a big heart? It doesn't necessarily, but a big ego that, you know, when you are truly and fully yourself, of course you're going to have a big ego, as in you're going to have your very unique expression, your personality, the individual that you are. But it's always the thing that I talk about. Do you have your ego on your leash? Are you walking and kind of watching your ego? Or is your ego the one running the show behind you? And this can switch at times. And you gotta notice when you're suddenly the one being pulled around in the leash. Like that, if you're talking a good guy, big-hearted guy, what I noticed though is like when you have a big personality, small mistakes, or when you're just a little bit acting out of ego, it looks like way bigger. From what little I've seen, you are pretty athletic, at least in terms of moving heavy stuff and looking intimidating. And you improved this, I'm assuming, because I looked different before, but never really worked out. I bet before you did and then got jacked, but you improving your other aspects, such as your voice, your brain, your balls. Ever heard of getting sunlight on your balls? Yeah, man, I did a lot of that, especially in 2022. I don't really understand what the fuck you're saying with the rest, though. It's like, holistic bodybuilding is what my method is called. I have my origin story when I was the skinny, fat, loser, hedonist, nihilist, anxious, depressed guy that started, you know, was drinking and partying and hooking up with girls, just escaping life through vices. Went through a transformational few months with daily panic attacks that forced me to change. And then I started working on myself, and right from the start I found God. It took me a little while to articulate that's what it was. But even though bodybuilding has been a focus, it's always been about health and strength. You know, I'm very flexible. I'm quite athletic. I have flexibility. I'm quite agile. And yeah, I work on the mind and soul, the spiritual stuff as well. And I help people with this. So most of my clients, whether they know it or not, it's never mainly, they say sometimes, oh, I came to you because of the fasting and stuff, but that's not the entire story ever. It's more that they have to do than just realize how they should fast or eat or train. They need to realize many things about themselves and heal. A healer. When I solved everything for myself, the worst problems I ever had were gone and I felt the best I ever had. When you end up in that position, all you want to do is give back. That's all it's been about since then. And of course I will have some personal goals. My personal goals are very aligned with doing something for other people, if you see what I mean. This is what we're supposed to do on Earth. Just that most people haven't really gotten it, that we are all brothers and sisters on this earth. If we all would look at it that way, I help you and you help me, everyone would be doing better. So yeah, been a soldier of God for 7 years. What do you mean by soldier of God? Someone that fights for love, truth, and what's right. I'm trying to be a good man. I'm trying to build myself up so I can build others up. Leave a positive impact on this earth. Not for an ego legacy. I don't really care about that at all. Only to the degree that people remembering me influences them in some kind of positive way. But just for my personal fame, I don't give a shit at all. Yeah, I just want to do good. I'm so happy. I healed a lot in myself. I want to help others do as much of that as possible. And then other things that aren't all healing, you know, just a natural bodybuilding lifestyle. I feel so great. I get so many benefits from it. I just want to spread that. I'm interested in you. How do you look at things? How do you feel about things? How do you react to things like this? What do you think about this? How do you do with this thing? Have you noticed this? But we all ended up, not all, but many of us, due to how we were raised or some events early in our life, we developed some mechanisms that aren't so helpful when we get older. It is what it is. There's no point in regretting anything. If something went really bad, then you're like, fuck, shouldn't have done that. Then the regret is sort of the grief in a sense. But then later on, just go like, oh, I wish I hadn't wasted these years of my life doing this. It's like, okay, and what does that help you? Wishing the past was different. What an idiot's quest, right? You can manipulate the timeline so you get back on the divine timeline and you're so happy in the present moment. It's just like, how can I possibly have any regrets? Because I'm here now, which is a great place to be. And all the stuff that happened before then, undeniably, were part of that. Everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to. We're talking just about like, the world shouldn't be like this. The past, it shouldn't have gone like this, you know. Now you're playing God. And when you're in denial of reality, you can never get a nice, good reality. You block yourself from the truth of things. Again, at the most traumatic, most painful events, it's not like you're going to be able to fully be like, oh, well, this is just part of God's plan. But you have to act as if you have to know that. So I call it like stoic knowledge. And what I mean by that is like, right now, for instance, when I'm sitting here saying this, I can experience this, you know, that, yeah, everything happens for a reason. There's nothing I would change about anything, you know. But, yeah, at those times, I cannot feel that. But I just have to know. I just have to find it in me to believe that eventually I'll be back in this place. And then I'll know it again. So stoic knowledge in the sense that you just have to know the truth, even when your experience doesn't tell you at all that this is the case, doesn't confirm it at all. Says, what will 80-year-old Coach Theo be like? Well, hopefully, finally rid of all the kids and grandkids, like, you know, have them in his life, but not have to like live with them and stuff. Yeah, he's probably doing something similar still. And I guess I'm gonna have gray hair at that point probably, but I'm probably gonna have hair. And I look like I do now, with just a bit more wrinkly skin, a little less muscle, tanned as fuck at that point. The darkest Caucasian that ever walked this earth. But I'd rather live the way I want over living a long duration just for the sake of it. Specifically for this reason, I suspect 99 would make sense actually. Not 100, 99. That would make complete sense. We already know how to be fit and eat well. You need to go viral. Clips of you with millions of views. Yeah, man. But please help, though.